All right, let's dive right into decoding Indonesia's Merdeka curriculum. We're not just looking at some dry, dusty policy document today. Oh no, we're taking this blueprint all the way from the national level straight into a real-life 10th grade classroom.
So why did this completely new curriculum even happen? Well, you have to look at the spark that lit the fire. As a 2025 Journal of English Education Studies article puts it, and this is a powerful quote, the COVID-19 pandemic created unique circumstances that led to serious learning loss. We're talking national studies showing students genuinely struggling with basic reading and simple English concepts. The educational divide between different regions was just widening. So the Merdeka curriculum, it wasn't just a standard bureaucratic paperwork update. It was urgently designed as an absolutely crucial learning recovery policy to combat this post-pandemic crisis.
Section 1. Evaluating the blueprint, work in progress.
Now, what really stands out about this specific 10th grade English textbook, which is actually titled Work in Progress, by the way, is its huge 90% average score in a recent academic evaluation. 90%. That is evaluated against the National Education Standards Agency's criteria, so it scored exceptionally well in areas like the accuracy of the material, learning support, and presentation techniques. Basically, it forms a really solid foundation. So how exactly did it pull off such high marks? Well, if we break this down using Kuningsworth's criteria, which basically views a textbook as a bridge between the target language and the learner, the book shows super high conformity in its design and organization, language content, and lesson topics. It actually manages to successfully integrate all 6 language skills of the Merdeka curriculum: listening, speaking, reading, viewing, writing, and presenting, right into its core structure. The whole shebang.
But listen, as with any educational tool, it is quite literally a work in progress. On the strength side, researchers highly praise the book for featuring extremely relevant teenage topics. Think sports, healthy foods, and even graffiti. It's a great hook. But researchers impartially documented some real gaps too. For instance, even though listening is a core part of the curriculum, the textbook provides 0 audio listening tapes. None. Also, there's a noticeable lack of authentic historical content regarding Indonesian independence, which, kind of limits the students' ability to connect their English lessons with their own deep national history.
Section 2. From Page to Classroom, the Great Athletes Module.
Let's look at how a teacher actually uses this stuff. In the teaching module for Unit 1, focusing on great athletes, the primary academic goal is super practical. We want to build the students' skills in identifying and producing descriptive texts, whether that's oral, written, or visual. They're basically learning how to describe the world around them.
But the academic content is only half the story here. Notice how the class actually starts. It is an incredibly holistic approach. Step 1, it's not cracking open the textbook. It's the class leader guiding a prayer aimed at building faith and noble character. Step 2 requires the students to literally clean their learning environment together to foster a spirit of teamwork and mutual assistance. It's only after all that, at Step 3, that we finally reach the open-ended warm-up questions. This perfectly illustrates the curriculum's underlying goal, building this character-driven Pancasila student profile before a single word of English is formally taught.
And when the academic lesson does kick off, the focus shifts immediately to real-world contexts. The module uses images of highly successful real Indonesian athletes like champion rock climber Aries Susanti Rahayu and football star Boas Salosa. The teacher uses these images to really spark critical thinking, asking the students open-ended questions like, what makes them great at sports? Why do you think so? It encourages active, engaged reasoning rather than just passive reading.
Featuring culturally relevant figures like the badminton champion Anthony Sinisuka Ginting here serves as visual proof of the curriculum's core philosophy. It directly connects learning English to the students' actual daily lives, their national pride, and local wisdom. They aren't just learning English, they're learning English to talk about their own world.
Which brings us to Section 3, the final step, interactive assessment.
So, how are students actually tested on all this? The answer lies in digital tools like WordWall. It's this fantastic, gamified assessment approach where teachers can apply wild visual styles to the quizzes, like a retro video game theme or an outer space theme. They can throw in adjustable countdown timers to keep things fast-paced, shuffle the question and answer orders for each individual student, and the system automatically proceeds right after marking. It's a dynamic, digital-first way to test their grasp of the simple present tense and the structure of descriptive texts.
Actually, I'm going to break the fourth wall for a second and turn a real question from that WordWall digital quiz over to you. Ready? What is the social function of descriptive text? Is it to entertain the audience,
to persuade the audience about a problem, or to give information to the audience about a place, person, or thing. Think about that for a second. It is honestly incredible to see how a massive, high-level government policy translates all the way down to a gamified quiz question blinking on a student's screen. So what do you take away from this evolution of learning? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep that curiosity alive.